The diner was nearly empty. Just the hum of the old ceiling fan and the occasional clink of silverware breaking. The silence. Jackson sat at the corner booth, tie loosened, eyes hollow from too many nights with too little rest. Claire approached quietly. Her movements were efficient but not mechanical. There was a softness to the way she set the cup down, like she'd done it 1,000 times and still cared how the coffee met. The porcelain. She didn't say a word, just a small, almost imperceptible nod. Jackson reached for the cup, then paused. A folded slip of paper peeked out beneath the saucer. Something about the way it was placed, too deliberate, too careful, set off an alarm deep in his gut. He unfolded it with steady fingers. The words hit him like a slab. I know who you are. They do, too. You'll be ruined before morning. The handwriting was shaky, but purposeful, like whoever wrote it was terrified and absolutely certain. A chill gripped the back of his neck. He looked up, instincts kicking in, scanning the room. Without turning his head too fast. Nothing. No one watching. Just Claire. Now wiping down the counter, humming softly under her breath, like she hadn't just handed him a detonator disguised as a coffee cup. He looked at her again. She turned, met his gaze, and for the briefest moment, there it was, a flicker of something in her eyes. Not fear, not guilt, but a warning, a message buried in silence. Jackson's pulse quickened. He looked down at the note again. It wasn't a prank. It wasn't a threat from a stranger. It was personal, targeted, timed, and whoever wrote it was inside this room, or worse, knew him well enough to know exactly where he'd be. His fingers tightened around the edge of the saucer. The taste of coffee lingered in the air, warm and bitter, but all Jackson could feel was the sudden, crushing sense that the night was about to collapse around him, and he'd just been given his only warning. Jackson lifted the cup to his lips with practiced ease, masking the tightness in his jaw with a casual sip. The coffee burned slightly. He welcomed the pain. It gave his hands something to do, something to hold that wasn't panic. Through the glass reflection behind the counter, he tracked Claire's movements. She moved without urgency, wiping tables, aligning salt shakers, resetting silverware. Nothing in her body language betrayed tension, but the note said otherwise. He set the cup down, unlocked his phone with a swipe. No new messages. He opened Maps, typed in the name of the diner. O'Malley's Diner, North Clark Street, owned by Blackwell Hospitality Group, his company, his domain. His gut twisted. She wasn't just a waitress. She was in his building, under his name, and she knew exactly who he was. But how? No. Photos of him had been released publicly in years. His appearances were rare and always under aliases. He hadn't even told his assistant where he was going until the last minute. This trip was spontaneous. A gut decision made over coffee Sunday morning. His flight was booked privately. He hadn't told anyone. Not even his family. So, how did she know? Unless someone else did. Unless someone had been watching long before he arrived, anticipating the move before he made it. A new thought crept in. Quiet, precise, deadly. What if I wasn't the one who decided this trip? The idea uncoiled inside him like smoke. Maybe the choice wasn't his. Maybe the trap had already been set and his so-called decision was just part of the script. He looked up again. Claire was gone. No sound, no movement, just the faint clatter of dishes from the kitchen. Jackson swallowed hard, the taste of dread heavier than the coffee. Someone knew, and they were playing the long game. Jackson stepped out into the night air, the city's cold breath brushing against the back of his neck. He turned back toward the diner. Claire was gone. No sign of her inside. No figure near the window. No hint of movement behind the glass. Just a table freshly wiped. Empty. Except for one thing. A slip of paper sat beneath the check, not tucked. Not folded, left deliberately as if meant to be found. He walked back. Picked it up, the bill, and beneath the total in rushed uneven pen strokes. 312. 76x, he didn't hesitate. Dialed. Rings 125. Voicemail. No greeting. Just silence and a mechanical tone. He ended the call. Stared at the number. His thumb hovered over the screen like it could extract meaning from the digits alone. An hour passed.